welcome back to my channel. This is Princess Jonalyn. If you haven't already, please subscribe down below and join the family, and don't forget to click the bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. I have a few of them planned for this week, so I'm excited to show you guys. In this video, I'm going to show you guys some of my most favorite breakfast meals to eat. So I believe I did 4 of them. So yeah guys, stay tuned to see how I make my overnight oats, my acai bowl like this one, Huevos Rancheros, and Chilaquiles. If you want to see how I make all of my breakfasts, then just keep on watching. So my first breakfast that I wanted to show you guys is my absolute favorite, is my overnight oats. I know I had posted a picture on Instagram, but I wanted to go in depth. And if you're not following me on Instagram, don't forget to follow me. My name is @Princess Jonalyn. So for the overnight oats, I'm gonna be putting it in this little mason jar that I found at the Dollar Tree. And then you're gonna need half a cup of oats, half a cup of milk, whatever milk you like. I'm gonna be using the almond milk, and then you're going to need a 1/4 cup of yogurt, whatever yogurt you like. I prefer Greek yogurt. And then I also like to top it with some granola, and you can top it with whatever fruit you like. I personally love it with some bananas. Oh, and then you're gonna also need some vanilla. So like I said, I want to make sure that it was all from the 99-cent store. So you could find the oats in the cereal section for $1. The granola was $1.99, which I thought was a great deal because I went to Smart & Final. I believe it was like $5 there. So the milk that I'm using, this was $2.49 at the 99-cent store. This is in the refrigerator section. So it's just the almond milk, the original flavor. So this wasn't from the 99-cent store, but you could find vanilla in the 99-cent store near the spices. And then this was from the 99-cent store. It's just plain yogurt. So this, you can find this in the refrigerating section as well. So yeah guys, let's get this one started. It's super easy and I love it. So the thing that I wanted to mention is that you guys do have to prepare it the night before, because the granolas actually like absorb the milk better that way. So yeah, let's get this one started. Okay guys, so I'm just gonna take my empty container and then I'm just gonna add the oats to it. So adding all the oats inside. Okay, so once we have our oats inside, I'm going to be adding the milk. And like I said, you guys can use whatever milk you guys want. So just adding the milk. And then the next step, we are going to add the yogurt. And you guys could add less if you want, because I know that yogurt has like a strong taste, which is why I'm using the vanilla to kind of combat the taste of yogurt. So I just add like a splash of vanilla, just like that. And that is it for this part. What you're gonna wanna do is close it and just shake it up really well. So just make sure it's all combined, just like this. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna set it in the refrigerator and we're gonna come back in 2 hours, and then that's when we're gonna add our toppings. So we are going to place it in the refrigerator and let it sit for 2 hours. Like I said, it's better if you leave it overnight. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do it just in 2 hours. So I can show you guys how to top it. Okay guys, so I chopped up the banana and I'm going to be adding some of the granola that I found at the 99-cent store. I like to add the fruit after so that the banana and all the fruit doesn't get soggy. You guys can add whatever fruit you like, but I personally love bananas with it. And I add a little bit of granola. So we're going to add this and shake it all up together. So I added the bananas and granolas inside, so now I'm just gonna shake it all up and then it'll be ready to eat. And this is what they look like. So yummy and delicious. Let me know down below what you guys like to have in your oatmeal, because I really love bananas and the granola. Like, I love the crunchiness of the granola, since the oatmeal is already like kind of soggy, and I just love the flavor of bananas. But let me know down below what you guys like in yours, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial on how to make this super easy overnight oats. Guys, so for my next breakfast, I'm going to be showing you guys one of my husband's favorite, which is Huevos Rancheros. So like I said, I wanted to keep it all 99-cent stores. So I got all this at the 99-cent store. I found this little pack of Roma tomatoes for $1. And then this little pack of onions. I already used one, but it was $1 in the little produce section. And then some Serrano chili peppers. I thought this was a great deal because it was only $1 and it's like this huge bag full. So I could use them for other things. You're gonna need some garlic, and then you're gonna need eggs, obviously. So you can eat it like this, but my husband actually likes it on some tostadas, and they do sell tostadas at 99-cent stores. So yeah, let's get this one started because this one, my husband's hungry, so I'm gonna be feeding him right now. But I wanted to show you guys how I made this one because I know that I get a lot of questions on this one. Okay, so I have some oil on a pan. It's just getting a little bit, it's just warming up. So what I'm going to do is be adding the vegetables to here. So I'm going to be using 3 of the tomatoes. And I'm going to be frying them. I'm going to be using 1 serrano pepper. So I use 1 serrano pepper for every 3 tomatoes because we don't like our stuff hot. But if you like it hot, then you can add more peppers. But we don't like any of our stuff hot. So I'm going to be adding the garlic. And then I'm going to let these fry for a little bit till they're really soggy. And then we are going to blend them. You guys, I forgot to tell you to add the onions. I also added the onions. So right now they are all frying. So once they start getting a little bit cooked, see how that one's cooked, you can just turn them over. I'm using my nails because they're not hot. And don't forget to watch my video on my nail tutorial. I absolutely love how my nails came out. This is, I think this is day 7 now, and they still look really, really good. So go ahead, and I'll leave the link down below for my nail tutorial because honestly, these are so awesome, especially for quarantine since all the nail salons are closed. But yeah, let's go back to the video. So just watch the onions because the onions are going to be able to cook first because they do cook really fast. So just keep turning the onions and turning the tomatoes and the chili until they're completely like cooked. So as you can see, the onions are already cooked. So I'm going to be taking these out first. However, I'm going to be leaving these to cook a little bit longer because the tomatoes and stuff need to cook a little bit longer. But you guys, it smells so delicious. I absolutely love the way like grilled veggies smell, especially like this combo right here. And I know everybody cooks this differently because I've posted it before on my Instagram and I get a lot of different recipes. But this is the way that my husband loves it, so that's why I do it this way. Okay guys, so now that our veggies are nice and fried, as you can see, they're like pretty fried. What we're gonna do is we're gonna blend it all together in the little mixer. You can use any type of mixer you have. I'm using the Ninja, but you can use a blender or whatever you'd like. I'm gonna be adding a little bit of this chicken bouillon, and then I'm gonna be adding a little bit of water. So for the onions, I'm just gonna keep a little bit aside just so that the consistency can be a little bit chunkier, because my husband does love onions. That's why I did like double onions. So we're just gonna place it all in the blender and then blend it all together. So I'm gonna add the tomatoes, and you guys could peel yours if you like. However, we like them like this, we don't mind. And then add the serrano. Let me take the little gut part off. And then adding the garlic, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of the onions, but I'm gonna leave some aside because my husband likes it inside the actual juice. So just like that. So now we are going to add a little bit of the water. I have like about 3/4 of a cup, but I'm not gonna be using it all. Probably just gonna be using like half a cup. Like that. And then adding a little bit of the chicken bouillon. This is just for flavor. And if you guys don't have any garlic, you guys can actually just use the actual garlic salt, but since we added the garlic, I'm not gonna be using it. So we are just gonna blend this all together. See here, you can have like a little bit of pieces of it. So now that our sauce is ready, we are going to be making the eggs. Okay, so the next thing you're gonna wanna do is actually heat up the sauce that we made. So on medium, I'm gonna be cooking it in here. So I'm just gonna pour it inside. See how chunky it is? That's like better because it's super yummy like that. So adding it to the bowl, and I just added the onions to it. So we're just gonna mix it all together and let it heat for about 10 minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes, just to warm it up a little bit. Okay, so once your egg is ready, you can actually take it out of the oil and make sure you like shake it off really good so that there's no excess oil. Shake it off, and then we are going to place it on the tostada. So just like that. And then we are gonna add some of the sauce on top. So the sauce is finally ready, as you can see. Nice and, hold on, let me turn it. So the sauce is finally ready, as you can see. It was kind of bubbling already. So we're going to add some of the sauce on top of our tostadas. Don't mind my husband. Okay, so we're gonna add the sauce right on top of the tostadas. So look how nice and chunky it is. Oh yeah. So just like that. That is how you make huevos rancheros, well, our style. I'm gonna be adding some sour cream to it now. Okay guys, so that is how I make my huevos rancheros. Let me know down below how you guys make yours, because I know that everybody has different kind of recipes. But this is a recipe that my husband loves, and since he's here, I just wanted to spoil him, huh, babe?
That's right, boo.
But yeah, guys, so this is how I make Green Essential outside. So this is how I make the huevos rancheros. I'm eating it with some rice on the side. I know that people like to eat it with beans. And like I said, the salad is totally optional. You can eat it like this, with a side of rice and beans, however you like. But yeah, this is how I make mine. And don't forget to tag me if you guys read. Okay, so I'm gonna be adding a little bit of sour cream, and to get my sour cream drizzle, what I do is add sour cream to a little Ziploc bag, and then what I do is just take the little tip, and I use some scissors to just cut a little hole, just like that, and just like that, and then I'm gonna be drizzling it on top of my tostada. So just going back and forth like that. Yummy! So that is the topping that I'm going to be using for my tostada. Okay guys, so for my next breakfast, I'm going to show you guys how to make chilaquiles. So you're going to need some eggs, you're going to need some corn tortillas. This is the way that we like it. I don't know if you can make it with the flour ones, but it tastes better with the corn ones in my opinion. You're going to need some cheese. I'm going to be using this sharp cheddar. You can use whatever cheese you'd like. And then here is the star of the show, the Las Palmas enchilada sauce. This is what I use to, this is a sauce that I use for the chilaquiles. So I know this is like a easy way to make it. I know that I can make the sauce myself. However, I don't know how. I've always made it with just this brand of enchilada sauce. This is my favorite. So yeah, guys, this is all you're gonna need. Let's get this one started. Okay, guys, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is cut the tortilla. I'm using 2, 4, 5 tortillas. And what I'm gonna do is just cut it in half. And then I'm gonna cut this in half. And then I'm gonna cut this side in half, and then I'm gonna flip it around and then do the same thing, just like that. So now we're left with little squares of corn tortilla. So now we are going to fry it. Okay, so we are going to be adding a little bit of oil to the pan, and then I also have on this side a plate lined with some, babe, he's over here dancing. I have a plate lined with some what are these called? Paper towels. I have this plate lined with some paper towels, and then I'm going to be adding a little bit of salt when they come out of frying. So let's start these ones. Okay, so I already heated up the oil, so now we are just gonna add the tortillas. And make sure they're not really overlapping because you want them all to cook evenly. Okay, so we are gonna let these cook until they're a little bit brown, and then we're gonna flip them over, and then we are going to put them on top of the napkins. So now you can see that they're kind of browning up, so that's when you're gonna flip them all over and let the other side cook. And if you wanted to even like skip this step, if you have any of the corn tortilla chips, you can actually use this instead, so you can skip this step, so it could be actually faster. My aunt actually does this, and it tastes absolutely delicious as well. So that's just a little hack that my aunt uses. So now that they are nice and brown, what we are going to do is we're going to transfer them to the paper towels and then add some salt. Okay, so now that we have all of the chips ready, what we're going to do is put it back in the pan. I kind of lowered the heat so it's not too hot. So let's just put it all inside. And the next thing we're gonna do is add the Las Palmas sauce, and I get the mild. Let me see if you're focusing. I get the mild one because we don't like our stuff spicy, but you guys can get the medium or the hot one if you guys like spicy stuff. And we are going to start adding the cheese as well. I'm using sharp cheddar, but you guys can use whatever cheese you'd like. The Monterey one is pretty good with this as well. We're going to mix it all together, make sure that the cheese melts all together. So there's two different ways to make the chilaquiles. You can use it with scrambled eggs, or like how we like it is with sunny side up eggs. So if you're gonna be doing the scrambled eggs, this is when you're going to add the eggs. I use about maybe like 3 or 4, and I add them right now so that it cooks all together. And once that the eggs are fluffy, that is when they are ready. So I'm just mixing it all up. Okay, so now that the chilaquiles are all done, I'm gonna be making the eggs now. So just like the Huevos Rancheros, we are going to just be frying the eggs in some oil. Okay, so we are cooking the egg. So now that the egg is done, I'm going to be adding it to the top of my chilaquiles. Ah, it's popping. So just adding it right on top. So here is how my chilaquiles came out. I cannot wait to eat it. They look so delicious. The only thing I'll be adding is some sour cream. So I'll be right back with the sour cream. So now I'm going to be adding the sour cream the same way that I did it to the Huevos Rancheros. So just sprinkle it on. Just like that. And now it is ready to go. I can't wait to eat it. I'm so hungry. So for my next breakfast, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make French toast. So you're going to need milk, any type of milk that you like. We're going to be using whole milk. You're going to need some eggs. You're going to need some bread. The Nutella is optional, but my kids love it. So I'm going to be adding that to the roll-up ones. And I'm going to show you guys how to make the traditional ones and the little roll-up ones. And then you're going to need some ground cinnamon, and you're going to need some vanilla. And you're also going to need a bowl. You're also going to need a bowl to prepare it in, and a fork to whisk it all together. So the first thing you're going to want to put in the bowl is the eggs. And I'm making the French toast for my 3 kids and I. So I'm going to be using 3 eggs. So we're just going to crack them. Let's see. You're going to add the milk, and I like to add 1 cup of milk. So 1 cup of milk for the egg. And then I'm going to be adding the vanilla. So for the vanilla, I'm going to be adding 1 tablespoon. So just 1 tablespoon. Just like that. Now that we have those 3 ingredients, this is when I'm going to start whisking it together. I noticed that if I add the cinnamon it gets a little like crazy and all the cinnamon starts flying everywhere. So I like to whisk it all together first and then add the cinnamon at the end. So the cinnamon you can add to taste however much you like. What I like to do is cover the whole top with a light layer and then whisk it all together. And if I need more, I'll add more as we go. Okay, you guys, so now I'm going to be showing you guys how I prepare the roll-up French toast. So what I like to do is take one of the breads, and what we're going to do is cut off the edges because my kids hate the edges. You can leave them on if you'd like, but I tend to think that they roll up better when the edges are off. So once we cut the edges off, what we're going to do is flatten it. So just push down on it with your palm. So you're left with a flat bread. The next thing we're gonna do is add the filling. So my kids absolutely love Nutella, so that's what I'm gonna be adding. I put the Nutella bottle in the microwave so that it can, I can smear it better on the bread. So just like this. So once you get it like this, you're gonna start rolling it. So from one side, I'm just gonna roll it up. And there is your little French toast roll up. So when I cook it, I like to add the part that has a flap on the bottom so that it doesn't unwind. But these are the little rolls that we are going to be using, and you can add anything you want inside. I think I'm gonna add bananas inside of mine because I love bananas. Okay guys, so now that I have my little roll-ups here and my regular bread here, I'm going to be dipping them in the little sauce that we made. But first, what you want to do is turn on your stove. And I like to put it to about medium high, not too high. And then once it gets a little bit warm, we are going to be adding some butter. Well, this is margarine, I believe. It's the same thing basically. So we're gonna be adding a little bit of butter so that the French toast does not stick. Just add a little bit of butter just to coat the bottom. So what you're gonna do is take a regular piece of bread, or you can get the Texas toast, those are actually thicker. And what you're gonna do is put it in the batter, just really lightly, and then place it in the pan and let it cook. All I do is just lift it up, make sure that it's still cooking, it's not burning. So we're just gonna wait a little bit longer. Okay, so once it's nice and brown, I don't know if you can see, it's like turning brown on the bottom. What we're gonna do is flip it over to the next side and let that cook for a little bit. Okay you guys, so once the bottom is brown, it is ready to go. So here is what I like to have my French toast look like, just a little bit brown. So here's how you make the traditional French toast. I'm going to be showing you guys how I do the little dippers, the little roll-ups. So what you want to do is add some more butter and turn it all in. And in between dipping them, I like to whisk it a little bit more, just so that because all the cinnamon likes to lay on top. So I like to whisk it so that it's not on top. So what we're gonna do is take one of the roll-ups, and all we're gonna do is dip it inside, just like the previous French toast. And once we have it all dipped, we are going to place it on the pan. So for this one, you can actually do a lot more than just one, which is why I like to do these. And these are easier for my kids to eat. They absolutely love them. So I think I'm gonna do 3 at a time. Yeah, so we're gonna let those cook for a little bit. Okay, so once these are nice and brown on the bottom, what we're gonna do, and I like to use tongs for these because it's a lot easier to manage. We are just gonna flip them over. Just like that. And we're gonna let the other side cook. Okay, so this one is ready to go. As you can see, nice and brown. Oh, it's nice and brown. So now our French toast is ready. Now you can add any toppings that you like. I normally like to add some powdered sugar, however I don't have any here. So what I'm gonna do is just add some Nutella on top, and I'm just gonna drizzle it just like I did with the sour cream. So I put it in a little baggie like this, and then cut a little bit off the tip, just a little bit, and then I'm gonna start drizzling it like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna start drizzling, just going back and forth like this. Yummy! Look how yummy that looks, Apple. It looks so bomb, huh? So I'm just putting some more on the top of the other one. Now I'm gonna add some bananas on top. How do you know I was gonna say that?
Because you put them.
Because I love them. So I'm just gonna add some bananas to make it nice and yummy. You guys could add strawberries. I really like strawberries on top of mine as well. So here is my French toast. I cannot wait to eat it. My kids are like bugging to eat it already, so I'm gonna hurry up this video. But yeah, guys, all you have to do is just add some syrup and you guys are going to be set. I hope you guys enjoyed this little breakfast that I made. This is one of my favorites. I love French toast. So honestly, I know you guys are gonna love this one because it's really delicious. So the next breakfast that I'm going to show you guys is actually a banana shake. So I like to have the banana shake when I don't want anything too heavy, and especially when I'm on the go, I could just put it in my Starbucks cup and have that for breakfast. But it's super easy. You really only need 3 ingredients, which is bananas, milk, whatever milk you like, and then some ice, and then I'm going to be using my Ninja to blend it all together. Okay, so what I like to add first is my ice. So I'm going to be using about a cup of ice. I measured it with my little cup thing. So the next thing we're going to want to add is the milk. And I'm going to add about 2 cups of milk, I believe. But here is 1 cup. Yeah, about 1.5 cup of milk. So when I add the banana, I like to break it up. And that is all you need. So now we are going to blend it. Well, I like to use my little reusable Starbucks cup. So we are going to pour it inside. Yay, I can't wait to drink it. And that is it. That is how you make this little smoothie, banana shake smoothie. I don't know what it's called, but it's really yummy. My sister tried it the other day for the first time and she was in love with it. But yeah, guys, that is how you make this easy banana shake with only 3 ingredients. So for my next breakfast, I'm going to be showing you guys how I make my acai bowls. I've only made this one time and it came out pretty good. So I'm going to be showing you guys how I make mine. I know there's different ways, there's different ingredients, but these are the ingredients that I absolutely love. Everything's from the Dollar Tree, the 99-cent store. However, this is from Target. I think it was like $5 or $6. And they come in like these little packs like this. So I use 1 pack for each bowl. So this is what they're called, acai super fruit packs, and they are in the frozen fruit section. So then I'm going to use some bananas. I love bananas. I'm going to use some mixed berries. You can find this in the frozen section at the 99-cent store. I'm going to be using some granola to top it off. It was only $1.99, and this one is really good. I'm going to be using some sliced almonds. You guys can use whatever nuts you guys like, but I really like mine with the sliced almonds. And I'm going to be using some almond milk to make the consistency a little bit more smoother. So let's get this one started. Okay, so I'm going to be taking one of the acai packs, and what you're going to want to do is run it through some warm water. So this is going to kind of defrost it because it is frozen, so it's going to be hard if you put it just from the freezer to blend it. So I'm going to be running it through some water, just kind of defrosting it a little bit so that it's easier to blend. Okay guys, so now that my acai is pretty defrosted, what I'm going to do is add all the ingredients to my little Ninja. You can use a blender. So that is how the acai comes, and then I'm going to be adding the fruit that I want to add. So I'm going to be adding some bananas. I already cut it. I love bananas, guys. We have like 3 packs of these because I love them so much. Okay, so the next thing we're going to add is some of the mixed berries. So this one comes with strawberry, blackberry, and raspberry. They also had some other one. I think it had like mango and stuff, but I like this one for acai bowls. Just adding a little bit of the frozen strawberries and berries and stuff. And the last thing I'm going to add is some organic almond milk. This is the brand I buy from the 99-cent store. And I'm just adding a little bit just so that it can have a little bit of a liquid consistency. So now we are going to blend all of the ingredients together. This is the consistency that you are going to want. This is how I like it. You can have it a little bit chunkier if you want, but this is the consistency that I love. So now we can actually add all the toppings. So now we are going to prepare our bowl. So I have the acai right here and have all my toppings. The things that I like to add are the sliced almonds, granola, fruit. I like bananas, strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries. But you guys can add whatever you'd like. I've seen people add different types of fruits. They've added like chia seeds and stuff like that, but this is what I personally like, but you guys can go crazy with any toppings that you guys like. So first I'm going to add the acai to my bowl. Make sure you get all the acai out. So now I'm going to be adding my toppings. So the first thing that I like to start with is the fruits, and then I like to add the nuts at the end. Add the bananas first, or you know, maybe the strawberries first. I like to add them like in a row so they can be nice and pretty. Then add the bananas. And then I'm going to be adding some of the fruit. And then I'm going to add the nuts and the granola. So right here. And the granola at the very end. I like to add the granola because I love, love, love the crunch that it gives. So here is the finished product of my acai bowl. I cannot wait to eat it. It looks so delicious. I mean, if you guys like acai bowls and what you guys like on top of yours, this is what I like on top of mine. But I do want to try it with chia seeds because I've seen a lot of people do it. However, I don't have any and I couldn't find any at the 99-cent store. But yeah, guys, here is my acai bowl. Okay, you guys, that was the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my recipes. I just wanted to show you guys a few recipes in one video just so you guys can get an idea of what to make during quarantine. And all of the stuff that I got, well, mainly all the stuff I think, except for acai, was all from the 99-cent store, so it was pretty affordable. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!